Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
by Tri-County Logging. Experienced in sustainable forestry practices, Tri-County Logging can help you manage your property by keeping your woods healthy and generate income. Serving southern and mid-Michigan for nearly 50 years, TriCountyLogging.com.
Hi everybody, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson-Silik, and we've got an exciting all-new show in store for you this week, and it's all about the kids. I'll introduce you to a family from St. Clair County, a father and son who are the 7th and 8th generation of hunters on the same land there. You won't want to miss that story. And Jimmy will introduce us to a couple of other families that were taking part in the youth deer season as well.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We do have a couple more youth hunts on this week's show. Gabe Van Wormer is going to show us their kind of family deer camp that they did around the youth season. Really cool hunt there. You won't want to miss that. I'm going to take you to Lake County where, yes, it was the youth season, but this hunt was really about the grandpa who was trying to get out with his grandkids one more time. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. Make sure you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's meat processor and Michigan destination since 1988. Offers a variety of homemade smoked meats and Michigan-made products in-store and online. The Country Smokehouse features an outdoor barbecue and bar. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. Michigan's hunters and anglers are essential partners to the health of the state's wildlife and habitats. The Michigan Wildlife Council is dedicated to ensuring our hunting and fishing heritage and Michigan's natural resources are preserved for future generations. By Greenmark Equipment. Greenmark Equipment is a John Deere dealership network in southwest Michigan and northern Indiana. Greenmark provides sales and services to farmers, commercial businesses, large property owners, and homeowners. Information about pricing and products available can be found online at greenmarkequipment.com.
DTE believes to lead, we have to do what's right. So we're tripling renewables and cutting carbon emissions in half over the next 10 years. DTE.
I've videotaped a lot of deer hunts over the years, but it's always fun when it's someone who is a relative. My son Reed has taken several bucks on video over the years, but he's never hunted up north in the rifle zone. So when we had the opportunity to have a little family deer camp for the youth hunt, well, he was excited to hunt with my Magnaport Custom 7mm 08. The hunt would be extra special because my nephew Brady would also be hunting the Isabella property for his first hunt ever.
You ready to go? Where are we gonna go?
Up north.
To what?
To hunt.
Hunt for what?
Deer.
When we got up to the cabin, my brother Mike and I went and dropped chairs off in the blinds and also set up a Stealth Cam Fusion cell camera. It wouldn't be in the woods long, but we thought it would be interesting to see what would walk by it. That evening, as we hit the lake for a sunset pontoon ride, the pictures started rolling in and everybody got excited for the morning hunt.
Morning. We're up in Isabella County and we had the stealth cam cell camera out there and we've been getting a lot of pictures last night of big bucks. Right down here we think one will come out this morning. He's out here. He's coming this way though. He's just a small buck, I think. But it's a buck.
Are you pointing the gun right at him?
Yes. He's right over here. That's where I saw him last. He's gonna come right up through here. Oh, did you see him? It's a nice buck, I think. Oh, that's a nice buck. It's coming back where the other one came from.
Tell me if you're gonna shoot. Better stop it.
Can you?
Meh. Meh. Meh.
That's great. I can shoot him if you can see him. Can you see him?
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that was cool. I look out there and I just see legs walking through, and I get my gun up and I look at him, and I just saw a little bit of his rack. I didn't think he was very big, so I put my gun up and I got ready. He came up, walked up right here, and I shot him. He was still going, but I think I hit him good the first time. He stopped. I shot him again. He's dead right there.
We didn't know it at the time, but Reed's first shot caught the edge of a red pine and didn't even hit the deer. Luckily, his second shot was perfect. We waited for his cousin to finish up his hunt, and that's when this happened.
There's two of them. Are you kidding me?
That's the big one.
Yep. No. Dad, you called it. Oh, Dad. Oh my God. He's got velvet. Is that the biggest one? Oh my gosh. Yup. That's right. He's making a scrape. That's a big buck. Look at this velvet hanging off. So
What just happened now?
even bigger buck walked by. That had velvet hanging off. Super cool.
So, during this youth hunt, you teach your kids what hunting is all about. And I don't think I've ever had that happen to me. Reed just shot a really nice buck. It's laying right out here in front of us, about 30 yards. We're waiting for his cousins to come back to track it with them. They're hunting up front. And a bigger buck came by, the one that we had on trail camera from last night. And he came by, and we thought that was bad. And then to add insult to injury, a big, really nice buck came by with velvet hanging off his antlers and walked right by us right here. Would have been an easy shot. Would have been an easier shot than the one he shot. Oh, you just have to smile and laugh. That's the way it goes. This is hunting. People do QDM in this area. And we found some nice sheds up here. We've done a lot of shed hunting and scouting in the early spring, trying to find out where they move and everything. And this blind is in a really good spot. It's just real thick down through here, so it's tough for a young kid to shoot. So Reed being 13 years old, he's able to get on it. But we might try to get his cousin over here tonight because that was a giant buck. But he's 6 years old and trying to shoot down through this stuff. He had a choice yesterday to either come here or hunt out on the field, and I think they're seeing deer out there, but man, those were nice bucks. We'll see. Maybe he'll be here this evening.
What was that?
It's my first shot.
You took a nice red pine.
Yeah, I did.
He's not going to eat very well.
He's got a lot of points, though.
What's that?
He said he's got a lot of points.
Have you ever been so concentrated on the blood trail that you almost tripped over the deer? Well, let's just say Brady was dialed into this blood trail.
Is there some blood on that deer, Brady?
That's awesome. What happened? Congratulations.
So, he was over there making a scrape, and I was right on him, and I took a shot, and I hit the tree right next to him. He ran up right here, or ran up right over here, and stopped. So I got back on him, and I drilled him right here, and he fell right down, and he ran a little bit, and then laid down and started kicking. And this is where he is right now. Nice buck.
Were you a little disappointed before, and what do you think now that you walked up to him?
I think he's bigger than I thought.
Second pointer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a nice buck.
You were looking at those other 2 bucks, and what were you thinking? Okay. Yeah, what were you
It's
thinking?
not even funny.
No, I mean, what were you thinking?
I was thinking that I shot a little one about that big compared to the other ones.
Now that you walked up on
Yeah,
him, what
he
do you
looks.
think?
Yeah, he's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
Yeah.
This is what you thought he was when you first shot him.
Yeah. Yes.
And then he looked a lot smaller.
Yeah. Compared to
now
the
he-
other ones.
And now he looks a lot bigger.
Yeah, he looks a lot bigger now.
Is this your biggest one now?
Is it? I don't think so.
It's close.
It's close. Yeah.
It's very similar to the one he shot last year. What did you see this morning?
A big buck.
You did? What did he do?
He walked away. And I almost shot a doe.
After taking care of Reed's buck, all 3 of us crammed into another blind overlooking a nice field where deer move through. This was quite the special hunt because back in 2000, I videotaped my brother hunting with my dad in Presque County on the first youth hunt ever in Michigan. My brother took a big doe on that hunt, and now I had the opportunity to videotape him taking his son out.
They decided to go back, and we would have shot him if that pretty decent doe came out. We would have had fun and shot him.
The few deer that were moving were all out of range of Brady's 350, but with light fading, a small doe stepped out. With only a couple minutes left of shooting light, Brady was able to make the shot.
Watch. Okay.
Ready?
Yep. You got her. You dropped her.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bubba.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mom?
Hello? Hi, we shot a deer. You got a deer? Yep. Yep. You did? Yep. Yay! What did you shoot? A small doe. You shot a doe? Yep. Oh my goodness. All right, buddy, good job. Good job. Can you?
It wasn't long before the whole family arrived on the scene to track Brady's first deer as a family.
There you go, buddy. There you go. You got her.
It's your first deer.
Good job, bud.
That's a good shot, Bubba. Hey. Hey, I'm proud of you. Good job.
And that's what the youth hunt is all about, passing on the hunting heritage that we the parents hold so dear, and to spend quality time in the woods with family.
Well, special thanks to Gabe for sharing that story with us, and it's just a good reminder that this youth season is really all about spending time with friends and family and passing on those outdoor traditions. Well, that is definitely the case in this next story in Lake County.
This year's youth hunt found me in Lake County at the home of Mike Grasky. Mike has a bunch of deer on the wall and was hoping to get out with his grandkids one more time. You see, Mike has cancer, but it's not stopping him from getting out with his grandkids, Lucas and Sophie, for this year's youth season. Hunting with us would be the kids and Mike's sons, Mark and Eric, two guys that Mike introduced to the outdoors.
I fished my whole life, but I was the only one in my family that did it. Started as a little kid, little tiny Zebco 202, rod and reel, just like the kids did. And didn't start hunting until I got out of the Army. A friend of mine took me and I fell in love with it and been out in the woods ever since. And the kids all grew up in canoes and just in the woods, and tried to teach them as much as I could. In fact, I'm still trying to teach them. You know, it's a way of life, and it's better than in the city. And you just learn a lot more things about life and everything. They just, you know, it teaches you so much.
The outdoors does teach us so much. And so far, the outdoors was teaching us patience. As we got back from the hunt and got some lunch, I had Mike talk a little bit about his journey with cancer.
2015, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and they removed it. And it was due to Agent Orange from Vietnam. And then in 2017, I had squamous cell carcinoma, you know, down in here, and they gave me a year to live, and I'm still here. You take it a day at a time, and just keep going. Oh, now I've got cancer through my whole spinal column. That's why I'm in this. I want to thank Jeff Newmeyer for loaning this to me, because this is allowing me to get out here and be with my grandkids. I'm driving my wife nuts, but you know, I mean, they got to do everything for me, so it's kind of tough, but I plan on being here. My goal is to be here for this, and then be here for bow season, and then gun season, if I can do it, and then Christmas, and after that, who knows? But those are my goals.
Well, Mike is quite the guy, and getting to spend a day or two with him and his family, well, it was an honor. I bounced around from blind to blind, hoping to get a deer on tape. Sophie had a very close call, but the buck never quite gave us the shot she was hoping for. Of course, on the last sit of the weekend, without me in the blind, Eric and Lucas, well, they finally had some deer enter their little food plot, with Grandpa watching as well. Lucas finally got the deer right where he wanted them.
So the deer come walking in, right? Both of them? Two spikes? Yeah? And then you got all the crosshairs lined up on them?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you fired away?
Yep.
Yeah? And then what did Grandpa do? You remember what Grandpa said to you?
What?
Go ahead, Grandpa. Tell me what you say to him.
I said, congratulations, you got Bendy.
You give him a fist bump, remember?
That's right.
And then what'd you do after?
Congrats to the Gryaski family on a successful hunt, and thanks to Mike for showing us what it means to be a sportsman who did it right. He has a long legacy of his kids and his grandkids now that love the outdoors and all that it holds. Mike also teaches us that whether you have one more hunt in you or many, cherish each one here in Michigan's Out of Doors. God bless you, Mike.
The Fenton family in St. Clair County here in Michigan has owned the same land for nearly 180 years. When Craig and his son Colin were headed out to hunt that land for the youth season, I thought I should tag along. For the youth deer season this year, I joined Craig Fenton and his 12-year-old son Colin on their family farm in St. Clair County. So far in his hunting career, Colin has taken a 7-point buck and a coyote during youth season and was hoping for another buck this year. The Fenton family has quite a history on this land.
The Fenton family's had this farm since 1834. William Fenton and William Matthew Fenton and one other brother came from New York. One settled the farm here and the other one went on to settle Fenton, Michigan. So it's been 186 years we've been here.
And the same land?
The same land, yeah.
Wow. So what generation are you?
7th, I believe.
Craig says he loves passing down his love of hunting to his son and has been hitting the deer woods most of his life.
Probably about his age. I didn't start as young as him. Was never as successful as him. He had a few shots and misses, and it's only over the past 15 years have had success at the farm here, and the most success, of course, is when Colin gets one.
As the morning unfolded, Colin's hunt got pretty exciting in a hurry.
A doe was looking right past us, so we were wondering what it was looking at, and we were looking back there, and I saw a buck out my window, and there was bushes, so only I could see it, and my gun was adjusted for about 200 yards. We couldn't get it adjusted in time.
Because he was closer?
Because he was close, yeah. Okay. And it ran away.
So you could have shot it, but we couldn't see it out our windows.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, we gotta hope for another one. Thanks for waiting, though. Was that a pretty big one?
Yeah.
Is your heart pounding? All right, cool.
The second morning proved to be a rainy one, but the deer were still moving and kept us entertained.
This morning we got out there and we saw a doe and 2 fawns, and then we didn't see very much. We just saw a couple more does and fawns throughout the morning, and then when we were getting ready to head out, and then we were at our blinds walking back, and my dad sees a buck standing there, and
How far away do you think it was?
Probably about 150 yards, okay. Something like that. So we got the gun adjusted, and then we set our stuff down, and I had to go on one knee and shoot, and I missed.
Well, another close call for Colin. That was a tough shot for anyone to pull off, and he did the best he could. After a midday break, he was back at it in the afternoon.
This is our second and last day of the youth hunt, and we're gonna be sitting in a different blind, in a different field. So hopefully we can see something in that field. It's the same field that buck that I shot at was standing in.
For the final evening of youth deer season, Colin and Craig were entertained by more does and fawns, but never did see another buck out here. Even though Colin didn't fill his tag, his dad will chalk this weekend up as a success. The time spent in the blind together, the memories made, the stories to tell, and the lessons learned are exactly why we pass on this incredible heritage to another generation here in Michigan's Out of Doors. Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you stay tuned in upcoming weeks. All sorts of exciting fall action headed your way. We'll do a little bit of fishing. We'll also take a look at some bear hunts, a little bit of waterfowling, and of course, getting into the deer season. If you'd like to see where we are and where we're headed next, you can always check us out online.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Online, always a great way to kind of keep tabs on us. You can do that through our website. We have full episodes of the show there every week if you missed something or you want to see something again. And we're on most of the social media sites if you want to see what we're doing on a more day-to-day basis. And make sure you are joining us over the next several weeks. Lots of brand new stuff. We've been all over the state of Michigan bringing you some great stories. Next week, we're going to kick things off with a really cool waterfowl hunt. You won't want to miss that story. Lots of good stuff coming over the next several weeks. Hopefully, we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by...
Do you dream of somewhere bigger than your backyard? You can get there with Greenstone. Whether you want to hunt, fish, hike, or just watch the sunset, we're ready to help you own your place in the great outdoors. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com.
WorkingPerson.com. From the factory floor to the job site and into the field, WorkingPerson.com supplies work boots and shoes, workwear, safety gear, and more. For individuals or outfitting your whole team. Learn more at WorkingPerson.com.
By G5 Outdoors, makers of the Quest and Prime bows, manufactured and designed in Memphis, Michigan. G5 offers a line of archery bows, broadheads, and accessories on the web at g5outdoors.com. Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above.